Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything, including my favorite, Goofy. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. God, these kind of collars drive me nuts. I feel like I'm choking. But anyways, older sibling got me some cute t-shirts for Christmas, and obviously they're early because who's gonna wear them after Christmas? I don't know. I might, because Goofy. I love Goofy. But anyways, we're with the Affirmators deck today, and let's get right to the card. That is so funny. It was stuck in the box, like literally sitting like this. Now the funny thing about that is this card is about letting go. Let go of the box. So let's see. I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a good look. Grudges are not a good look. In fact, they make you look stupid. See the camel? He already has his own humps, right? So he's letting crap go. I know it can be hard. And this card actually reminds me. Actually, I wrote it down yesterday. It was so funny. Release control. Release control. I know that's not always easy for us because sometimes it's all we have. And, maybe it's what we needed when we were younger. Maybe it's what we depended on when we were, maybe you've gone through trauma and the only way to control everything was to have a certain behavior, but that behavior doesn't work forever. It does not work forever. And you are going to lose things. You are going to push things away. You are going to be angry. And, things are going to feel like they're imploding. You're going to blame the world. And it's all because you couldn't control it. But you have to take accountability. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've been this person. I've tried to isolate. I've gotten mad for no reason because triggers come up and I didn't know how to deal with them at the time. So here's a very good tool that my therapist taught me. And, it really works. All right. When you start to feel something coming up and it makes absolutely no sense what you might be angry at. Like maybe 1 minute you're like, oh yeah, la la la. And the next minute you're like, about the same thing, right? You have to identify it, acknowledge it. Then you have to feel it, which really is another hard part, and heal it. These 4 steps, they're not to be taken lightly. Identifying it is difficult because it could be a lot of different things. What triggered you? Maybe it was something someone said. Maybe it's the way someone acted. Maybe it's the way someone, blinked at you or smiled at you or something. Okay. That's part of the problem. So then we start to self-destruct. So before we self-destruct, what we have to do is, again, identify the trigger. And if you can't identify it, acknowledge it anyway. All right, because that's the second step. Identify, acknowledge it. Even if you can't figure it out, acknowledge whatever it is you're feeling and ask yourself, am I really angry at what I think I'm angry at, or am I angry at something else that's been stored down inside of me so long that it's working its way up and just exploding, right? And then number 3, feeling it. Feeling it is hard because it's asking you to go back through stuff that you don't want to feel. But the only way to get rid of it and heal it is to feel it. And then, of course, number 4, which I just said, healing it. Healing can come in layers. Healing can be like an onion and take a while. All right. But here's the thing. When you identify something, you acknowledge it, you feel it, and then you heal it. It gives you the opportunity to let it go. And like I said, even if it continues to come up in the healing, and maybe it's the same trigger over and over for a while, healing is like an onion. It has layers. And, the layers, they peel away until there's nothing left. Or you're left with a feeling of, hey, I'm much more in control of this feeling. And you can do that for every single one of the triggers. And sometimes the triggers are all the same thing. It's just a combination of crap that you may have had to deal with. And whether you had trauma or not, whether you have a dinged up mental health or not, there are times when we all get triggered over something. And I know that everyone's like, oh, the word triggered. But you know what? It really is. There's really no other. The reason I think, in my personal opinion, they explain it as a trigger is, think about it as like a gun. When you get triggered, it's like pulling the trigger on a gun and everyone around you is going to get hurt. Or you're going to get hurt. And sometimes people have the patience to deal with it and other times people don't and will walk away. And I've been fortunate enough that people did not walk away from me. Now, I wasn't as bad as I make myself sound, but I know my shortcomings, and I know I was a hurt person that hurt people. And I know people don't like that comment either and say, well, that's so vague and that's blah, blah. And I know some people who, who do spread mental health awareness don't like the term hurt people, but I was a hurt people that hurt people. And I'm not going to shy away from that, because someone hurt me and I didn't know how to deal with it. So I turned around and, spewed my lava on everyone else. And I was lucky because they didn't give up on me. And on the course of my journey, I met people who showed me tools, who showed me that, they struggle and they're learning how to cope and they're learning how to deal with things. And that feels good too, because you realize, hey, I'm not alone. And when you don't feel alone, when you know there's other people out there who are struggling the same as you, it's not that you feel like, oh, yeah. It doesn't excuse the behavior, but it makes you realize, gosh, you know what? Why do I feel ashamed? Why do I feel so angry? Because there's so many other people that have been through this. So you want to get better and you want to heal yourself because somebody has helped you along the way and you want to get to that point. Then when you get to that point, you're able to turn around and help other people with the same issues. So there's a lot to be said about healing, and there's a lot to be said about letting go. So remember, identify, acknowledge, feel it, heal it. All right. So one last time, I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. They are not. All right. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public. Anybody can watch. If you've missed any, you can catch them on the Aloha Perspective on YouTube. And if you like those videos, you can click and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like the video. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. If I can turn this off.